Hi, I want to do a video basically on um, some issues and people, you know, um, I don't know why, but people often come to my page and say that I'm biracial, and it's weird. Like, some people come to my page saying I'm black, people come to my page saying I'm mixed. I never get this. Like, generally, one, I don't understand what my race has to do with anything. Really, it really doesn't because one, I don't try to put my race as the front thing I talk about. If I was white and I was talking about these issues that I talk about, I have every free right to do so. It's freedom of speech, and people can talk about other topics, any topic they want. It really doesn't matter what their race is. But I notice people often assume that I'm mixed and it's weird or say I'm biracial. And it's like, I'm not biracial. Like, I keep hearing that. And maybe it's because I do talk about some issues that many light skin platforms talk about, so I guess maybe they think that this is more of a mixed platform. I don't classify myself as mixed. I do classify that I do have mixed ancestry, but I don't classify myself as mixed. Like, to be mixed, I would think a parent would have to like raise you to think, you have a parent that is not black. You know what I mean? I was raised with a black mom and a dad who my mom told me was black, and he had black ancestry. So, how am I mixed? And I'm over 50% black, so I am black. Um, I've even shared that as far as genetically, for me, and now this is what I always point out, I am between, in my range, I'm 50 to 100% black on my chromosomes. But yeah, that's my range. I think it's actually a little bit below 50%. So some of my heritage and is 100% black. So I'm definitely black. Um, I don't know why people always try and act like I'm mixed. So I do feel though, like generally, this is kind of related to when it comes to like mixed platforms and light skin platforms. It's a little weird because um, sometimes they act like I'm like I get a lot of the time from black people that I look differently. But if you look at Nigerian people for that matter, you notice they look different too than a lot of other Nigerian people. They vary. So, personally for me, I think that's more of what's going on there because people are used to one phenotype of black people. I guess the majority of that specific tribe, I guess, is in America, but there's other people that look many different ways phenotypically. So it's kind of weird to me that people always assume that, people are mixed just because they look a little different than another person. It's just weird to me. And then at the same time, when I talk about things like having to do with being mixed, then people always remind me like, "Oh, you're not as light as so and so or something." It's like, I didn't come up with any of this. Like, I've been just saying I'm black, but then people get almost like angry as if I made people say that I was mixed or think that I was mixed or things of that nature. And then there will be times people will blame me, like try and say I was making myself look more mixed or something, and I get that often when I wear blonde hair, which is funny because I naturally have blonde hair, sandy hair. And the thing is about that is, personally for me, what I experience is when I wear my natural hair color, people think I look more ethnic, actually. That's why I wear blonde hair. When I wear black hair, people ask all weird questions about my ethnicity, which is, I don't get why. I mean, it's the same person with the same face. A different hair color shouldn't make you just freak out and not know you're looking at a black person. Like, that to me is weird. I've seen many Ethiopians and East Africans who look way less black than I do. To me, like they look, more ambiguous. I guess you could say. Some of them look, like almost like North Africans to me, but they're black. Um, and I'm not saying they're not black, by the way. I consider them black, obviously. Um, so I'm like in Africa, people look many different ways. So acting like I'm mixed is just weird to me. I have a black mom. My dad, I was always taught, was black. And I'm over 50% black. I am black. There's really nothing else to talk about here. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Um, I, oh yeah, I wanted to say one other thing. I think that some people have an issue with this, because I will talk, about different experiences that I've had, and then they'll be uncomfortable because they'll be like, well, you consider yourself black and not mixed, so why are you talking about me? I'm like, if I can relate to somebody, even if they're Chinese, I will relate to them and say, hey, I've experienced this and this, just like what you were talking about. That doesn't mean I'm trying to say I am what you are. I'm not trying to say I'm Chinese. I'm saying that I experienced something as a human being similar to you, you know. But that's according to like more mixed, I guess, platforms and issues and things that are brought up. Sometimes I do say few stuff and I'm like, I can relate to that. I can relate to white people too. I mean, culturally, to me, I think black Americans and white Americans, we have the same culture, and that's how I was taught. And I know a lot of people don't believe that black and white Americans have the same culture, but I feel like everything that people point out that black Americans have have a different culture, it's based in ignorance. And honestly, it's based in like white supremacy because the whole idea of black Americans all being the same thing is all because of the white supremacist view of black people in the sense of saying that black people are all one, we're all the same, even though our ancestors came from many different places of different tribes. But to them, we were all the same because we were black. Then we took on the same ideas of ourselves as white people had of us that were racist against us. And it's like, you're not supposed to have the same opinion of yourself as a racist views you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think our ancestors would want us to just think that we're all the same because all our ancestors came from Africa. I think my ancestors would probably prefer me to actually embrace the heritage that I came from and my roots rather than actually trying to embrace being with other people of African descent, basically, because it's like, obviously, those people did not think all Africans are the same. And it's an ethnocentric view to think all Africans are the same. And that's where the idea of black culture comes from. So, yeah, I know that's a bit of a tangent there, but I just wanted to touch upon a few things there in this video. I'm going to do a few more videos with the edited version in a sec. I'm going to do one more video live or with my face, basically, because I always want to keep a few videos every day of my face because, you don't want anybody acting like, you're one of those troll accounts or whatever, like where, like, like one of those like people like Chrissy or whatever where they never show their face, but they're just like talking or whatever. I don't want to do anything like that. So anyway, I'm, that's all I have to really say here is, yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.